It's another Dan
Hey,
show.
we're still here.
Yeah, what do you think we're going to be talking about today?
I don't know. We made it to the other side.
We did.
How about that?
We're here. It's
Can
exciting.
you guys believe this? I can't believe it.
It does seem it's almost, we've waited so long and there was so much energy and anticipation surrounding the announcement, and now it's here and it's like, okay,
No
now the work
letdown.
starts.
No letdown. We're even at a higher level than we were last week, right?
hmm
And thanks for joining us, right?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being there. There were hundreds, literally hundreds of people who joined through the virtual party on Zoom. It was great. And we had a wonderful trickle of people all throughout the day at the party.
We never let up, right? It was
Mm-mm.
even somebody said it was like a Jerry Lewis telethon, right?
Somebody did say, hey, I missed Jerry Lewis.
Yeah,
Where
where's
was he?
Jerry? We didn't need Jerry. We had Rob.
That's right.
No, that was fun. It was amazing.
hmm
We didn't know what it was going to look like. It just evolved into that, and it really worked great, didn't it?
It did. It was better than we could have hoped.
It was. It was so organic and natural.
hmm
Couldn't have been scripted. And everybody that said great things about me, you're right. No, just kidding.
A lot of people did.
No, it was very touching, guys. I tell you how humbling that is. I want to live up to that every day, and just hearing all those great
hmm
compliments. I can't tell you what that means. I didn't know I was that likable, or people were that I was resonating in that way. I guess I kind of did because
Yep.
people told me that, but that really means a lot. So when the share price is down a little bit, don't just remember how great I am.
Yeah, exactly. And how hard he's working to get it to go the other direction.
Right.
And I did talk to you early this morning, and his voice was raspy because
Right.
he talked to so many people from Thursday until today, just going over the events. And
Yeah, everyone's calling, and the great thing is you have my phone number. And I want to double down on sharing my number 317-694-7520. Dan O'Toole. We're a public company now, and guess what? We're not going to change our culture. I don't care what anybody says.
I'm trying to get him to stop, but he he refuses.
This is what got
Just
us
for his
here.
own benefit.
Yeah,
It's
I
not.
appreciate it. No, I know. But yeah, we want to be here. If you have something to say, good, bad, or ugly, you guys have my number.
Yeah.
I really want to address everything.
hmm
You can't make everybody happy all the time, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to do the best we
Mhm.
can, right?
And we've been trading now for, let's see, Thursday, Friday. This is our third day of trading.
Yep.
And, obviously we wanted it to just soar through the roof and
Right.
never look back. That's not typically how these things go. So where we are right now isn't a lot, it's not a big surprise. And there are a lot of things that we're working to, make this a long-term growth strategy.
Well, I'm a little surprised. I was I was secretly when we opened up in the $40 range. We had a $1.2 billion market cap at that moment.
Yeah,
That was
that was a good few
exciting.
minutes.
I thought, yes, people are realizing the
Mhm.
value of what we're doing here. But what I would say, this is my own opinion. It's not. Don't take it and invest based off of or anything. Whatever the forward-looking statement disclosure is, that
Mhm.
we'll have at the end. But if you loved us before, we've been pre-revenue for the whole time that we've taken investment. You should really love us now because today we just put out a release, right?
Yeah, we are able to announce our first revenue generation, and it's so exciting because it's a local hospital who
Right.
they are known for, so it's Hancock Regional Health. We partnered with Autonomy, a robotics company that built this robot that can deliver to our arrive points. And so this robot is making trips back and forth between Hancock's Cancer Center. The Cancer Center will deliver specimens to the lab. And so it's been operating off of volunteers, which sometimes they don't have them on the weekend. And then, and if there's not a volunteer there, then a healthcare professional has to make the trip. And it's at least from point A to point B back to point A, about a 10 to 15-minute round trip walk. And they had to do 12 of those, at least 12 of those a day.
Right.
And so then if you get caught along the way, you know, whatever it is in a conversation or in some other time consumed activity, something's not ready, you have to wait on something, then that makes that trip even longer. So this way there is a robot that just asynchronously delivers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And not only is this cost efficient and time efficient, but it also, which is the main goal of the hospital, according to Steve Long, the CEO, is it improves patient healthcare.
That's right.
Because the people who should be with their
Funny
patients can
story.
stay there.
I said to Kylie, it's really creating great patient outcomes. And she said, you guys are saving lives. She took it so literally. So patient experiences, Kylie.
Yes,
But yeah,
patient healthcare, patient experiences.
but we will be saving lives later. Stay tuned, and I think
Oh
that's
my
going
God.
to really drive things. But we're also quarterbacking this whole thing. We brought Autonomy in. We're the ones that put the whole
Mhm.
logistics, pieces in place. And we're really proud of that. And that's what we're going to be doing as we roll out all over.
Yeah, it's been really neat to watch the process from working with Autonomy in the early stages and then to the big box arriving recently.
Right.
And we get it out and then we get it wrapped in the beautiful colors. And
Yeah.
it's step by step
We
getting
can show
closer.
that here at this point.
It,
When right.
yeah, and it's actually already out on our socials. So if you
Okay.
look at Instagram, there's a big story, there's a big reel there that you can watch and it shows the whole thing. But yeah, I can definitely
Hey, and that's a
put
great
it over here.
segue into something I want to do. I want to start an initiative where all of you guys are sharing all of our socials. And we're trying to come up with a one button solution. Hopefully, we can
Trying.
find it. But
Hmm.
if you guys see what we're putting out, if you could just hit that button when we perfect this and get it to Kylie, we'll be sharing that and get that out. 6 degrees of separation. They say that everybody's just 6 degrees from knowing the whole world. We have 5,000 investors. We know the whole world. That's
Hmm.
enough people to know the whole world. So, if we can use our community
Yep.
to broadcast from, think of what that'll do. And the other thing, if you guys are on any Reddit threads or any of those investing channels, I would love if you would take a minute to throw us into the equation out there. Let
Hmm.
everybody know about this great company that you guys have invested in and believe in.
Yep.
That would mean a lot, right?
Yeah, it's really interesting because we can see the analytics on our side. When we have a post and all of our team, just internal team shares it, the reach that it has is so exponentially larger than if only one or two people share it. It's crazy how with each person it just grows and grows
That's
and
right.
grows.
So help
So
us do that. Really seriously asking you guys to do that methodically. We
mhm.
love that. I also want to talk about this.
Yeah, go for it.
This is, if you guys are on Apple, well, let's see, I might get some messages.
Messages.
If you're on Apple, to me, we have arrived because the top one there, maybe Kylie can show this a little better
Yeah.
when we do this. But we are now populating on the Apple stock app, so you can put AI in on your watch list.
Mhm.
You can move it all the way up to the top. You can always see where we're trading at.
You
So
taught me how to do
I
that.
did. Hey,
Dan taught
I'm a
me.
CEO of a
So
tech company. Don't put that out there. But no, that's kind of the you've arrived when you look on Apple.
mhm.
I'm tracking all these other companies all the time, and now I'm right there. We're right there.
Mhm.
That is amazing. I can't believe it. So we had our press release come out this morning. We just talked about Hancock, but the cool thing about the I'll show you when you have ARAI. This is how new this is. If you click on it, usually it'll have all the news stories down here. They haven't picked that up yet, but in the next couple of days you'll probably see it, and then you can always use that
Yep.
as an app. If you're on Apple, if you're on Android, I'm sure they have a similar version.
I'm sure.
So
Yeah.
check that out. But that's kind of a cool validation of where we are.
Mhm.
So what else do we want to talk about here, Kylie?
Just appreciating everybody who is hanging in there with us
Yeah,
and looking at the long-term potential value of what we're offering.
that's right. If you looked back and you said, "Hey, I wish I would have invested in Amazon, Google, any of these big companies that have really made it through, thick and thin, high and low, all those things." We're going to have all those kind of things too, but um, we really view ourselves as having that big market opportunity. The sheer size of our the total addressable market, the TAM. In the U.S. alone, 165 million addresses.
Mhm.
That number grows by 4,000 new addresses every day. We've got this huge momentum of what we're doing right now. We've got some capital coming in, and we're going to be doing some great hiring, a lot of growth, a lot of execution. One thing I would say is let's not all focus on the day-to-day stock fluctuations. That's going to happen. But the long-term value that we create and where this company goes is what we're really hyper focused on. And like I said when we started, if you loved us when we were a pre-revenue company, you're going to really love us now because today we have
Yeah.
our first revenue and we're going to really blow up now. That's our goal. We've got some big things we want to do, some big opportunities that can't wait to execute on and report to you guys.
Yeah.
So, and then don't forget New York.
Yeah, we are we haven't gotten a date yet, of course,
We
for the
don't
bell
have a
ringing,
date yet.
but as soon as we do, we'll let you know, and we would like to get everybody out there.
Yeah, we're going to try to give at least a month or so, 3 weeks to a month, maybe a little longer notice, so that you guys can plan to be there. We don't want to have everybody say, "Hey, how you did it without us." And that reminds me of something else. The share transfer thing. I just want to kind of readdress how that all happened. Probably about six. I think everybody remembers how aligned we were. They wanted to ring the bell the same day we traded for the first time, but with all the extra time it took, and it burned up a lot of our run rate, or the money that we had to keep going. You know, our burn rate was hitting us. So about 6 months ago, we announced on a Dan show, hey, you know, we love the idea of ringing, but now with the extra time and money that's taken to get this far, the first day we can trade, we're gonna trade that day. It wouldn't have made sense to get all these approvals that we've worked so hard on for years, literally, and then say, okay, we're going to wait 4 months until we get a bell ringing date. So we did announce that. I want to be on record and be clear about that. The other thing we did is as soon as we knew definitively we were going to be able to trade, we gave all the Odyssey Trust, our transfer agent info out. We wanted to get you guys teed up. We've seen other offerings out there recently where their shareholders couldn't get their shares, and we didn't want to be those guys. You know, this is the we the people story. I didn't get any shares ahead of anybody else. In fact, my shares, I don't even have shares ready to go yet. So, you know, there's no preferential. I just want to be on record with that. We care about everybody here, and we want to all be doing things at the same point that everyone else is. You know, and every broker too, I also want to say, has a different time cadence as to how they approve those shares coming in. Some of them can do it in hours. Some literally takes days. I've heard Robinhood's very slow, and Chase is kind of slow. But anyway, just want to throw that out there. I want to address everything. Total transparency, communication in this moment of elation where we took this company public. We're on the Nasdaq, and it's a big accomplishment, the biggest accomplishment of my whole life. I don't want anybody to feel left behind or bummed out. That's something I never want to have happen. I want us to all be high fiving together. And this is just the beginning. So we're not going to be blowing you away with these Dan shows either. I just felt it would be great to come back post trading and kind of check in, let you guys know what's happening here. More buzz around the office than I've ever seen. Right? Busy. Fun.
Everyone's very busy, and
everybody's excited. So wrap us up here, Kylie.
No, just thanks again. Thanks for coming along, watching these Dan shows, being engaged, and
that's a big sacrifice.
I know.
Thank you.
Some of them are longer. So 13 minutes. That's a long time to capture attention.
Okay.
So.
All right, we'll let you go on that note. Let's go. ARAI. Tell your friends, family, coworkers.
Yeah.
Come on in. Don't leave. If I'm asking, hold your shares. I'm asking you to buy more. And if you have to leave, we love you guys. It's your choice. No pretenses, no obligation. Thanks for what you did to get us all here. But we still love you, and we got the best part yet to come. This is a forward-looking statement. She's going to put that in there.
We're anticipating some great things.
Yep, there you go. Peace out. Thanks, guys. All right, bye-bye.